is try to do it. Well, first let me tell you a little bit about Ronn and myself. We met, I can't tell you how many years ago, man, probably 25, 30 years ago. We were both starting out doing stand-up comedy. And the one thing about Ronn is not a humble human being. He has the ability to think, I am the best in anything. Nobody's better than him in whatever he does. And so whatever he does, he's going to say, you're going to be second, I'm going to be first. And he went out to be there. I'm not saying that in a bad way. He's trying to be the best that he can be. So when I first met him, he was bragging about all of these standing ovations that he would get when he would go to these different comedy clubs and stuff like that. And I didn't have the heart to tell him, say, dude, you're not as funny as you think you are right now. So I said, the only way that I can show him that he's not funny is, and he was funny, he was naturally funny, but it's one thing to be naturally funny, and it's another thing to walk up on the stage and tell jokes. Naturally funny, man, he was probably the funniest guy I've ever met, but he hadn't quite worked out the natural to the stage yet. So I say, the only thing I can do to show him that he's not exactly what he is to take him on the road with me. And so I said, Ron, I got this gig in Colorado, love you to come and open up for me. He's like, yeah, we're going to turn it up, boy. We're going to do this. I want to just rock the house. When we got there, he bombed 3 days in a row. He got booed off the stage 3 days in a row. And so when he came back home, he was a little humble then. Because so people asked him, how did it go when he was on the road? He's like, He didn't talk about that. But what that did was to make him work harder. He tried to figure out where he failed so that he would not fail again. And I don't believe I've ever seen him fail again after that, man, because he put in the work. He would ask me questions, and he would say, Diddy, what do you think about this? And Diddy, what do you think about that? I'm like, bro, you got the gift, you got the skill, man. Just tell your story. Tell your story. Stop worried about telling jokes. Tell your story. And so that's what he started to do. And when he started to tell his story, the dude became a beast on the stage, man. And just like Kevin was saying, we had been out on the road, man. Ronn and I have been out on the road for years and years. And so he called me up and told me this. Actually, I had quit comedy. I got out of it because I got frustrated with it. So I'm funny, but I don't want to do the business of comedy anymore. I'm through. So he called me and said, Diddy, I'm doing Christian comedy. I want you to come and work with me. I said, nah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm done with it. He's like, please, come do it one time. I said, okay, come to it one time. I said, okay, Christian comedy, okay. So I can't cuss, right? Okay, I can't cuss. I can't tell this particular joke? No. Okay, I think I can do about 15 minutes. So we go out, I did a half hour, and after that I started working with him regularly. And that was before he moved down here. And so when he moved down here, we didn't work together as much as we used to, but he would come up to Dallas and we would still do some shows, or he would just call me on. He was good about maintaining relationships. So if you was his friend, you was going to get a phone call from him every now and then. And so I counted a privilege not only to have met him, to have worked with him, but to count him as my friend. Because I'm doing comedy, I'm getting back into it now, and so I credit him for that. So what I want to do is, I did a set last night that I dedicated to him. If I can get through this emotionally, I want to do that again today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce myself, and then I'm going to do the set. That's all right with you guys. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, next name coming to the stage is one of the funniest young men you'll ever see in America. He is entertaining troops all over the United States and as well as overseas. You may recognize him from his 2 times appearances on BET's Comic View. Y'all, welcome to the stage, the very funny Ingram. Thank y'all for that fake applause. I really appreciate that, man. Thank y'all. And I'll tell y'all a little bit about myself. My name is Ingram. I am 57 years old. I'm married to my beautiful wife. We've been married for 16 years. We have 4 kids, ages 34, 33, and a 25-year-old running around the house. Y'all probably saying the math don't add up. Okay, here's what the deal is. My wife and I know kids will cause problems in a relationship, so we decided to have our kids so we wouldn't have no problems in the marriage. Got that out the way. Plus, we celebrated. My youngest daughter graduated from the University of North Texas last year, man. We were so excited when she graduated, and when she walked across the podium, we met her with luggage. Say, baby girl, I don't know where you're going, but you can't come home tonight. Our job is done. No worries, young lady. You are no longer welcome at our house. And plus, if you come by the house, you gotta call us before you come by the house, you know, because you don't live there no more. Call us, give us some advance notice. You walk in that door like you used to when you lived there, you might find out how you got here. I'm just saying, you need to give us a call before you come to the house, man. So, me and my wife, we love being empty nesters and stuff, man, but being in relationships, man, can be a little tough sometimes because men and women communicate a little different. We get in fights about stuff. Little things like, okay, my wife, you know, I took her to Hawaii a couple of years ago. I thought it was a wonderful thing to do, but the problem is, I put it on credit card, I didn't know how I'm gonna pay for it, right? Get back home, we wonderful vacation, get back home, I'm stressing, I got this weird look on my face, and my wife was like, baby, why you look like that? I'm like, oh, sweetheart, I don't know how to tell you this, but I don't know how I'm gonna pay for that trip to Hawaii. I thought my wife was gonna be a little sympathetic. I thought she was gonna say, that's all right, baby, we'll work a little extra, we'll pay off the credit card. That's not what she said. She looked at me in my face and said, look, I didn't tell you to take me to Hawaii. You could have took me somewhere in Texas I had never seen before. I would have been just as happy. I'm like, okay, cool. Next year, I'm gonna take you to the kitchen. Because you ain't never seen the kitchen. The year after that, I think I'll take you to the dining room and show you where you're supposed to take the food. I like doing this, man. I like having fun everywhere I go. I don't let stuff stress me out, man. Me and my wife, we be having this communication. We communicate differently. My wife, ladies, I'll tell y'all right now something my wife did. Please don't do this to your husband. Don't do this to your husband. My wife wanted me to buy her something for her birthday a couple of years ago, but she wouldn't tell me what it was, ladies. She would not tell me what it was. She was running around the house trying to give me some clues. Don't do that to your husband. She was running around the house. She was like, sweetheart, I want you to buy me something shiny, something red, something that'll go from 0 to 200 in a few seconds. I didn't know nothing that would do all that. I'm stressing trying to find this gift. And I found what I thought she asked for. I was proud of myself. I can't tell you how happy I was. Came home, put the gift on the ground, blindfolded her, brought out the room, said, baby, got just what you asked for. It meets all the criteria. You're going to love this gift. I took the blindfold off, said, there it is, baby. It was a shiny red scale. I say, step on that, see how fast it'll go from 0 to 200. Get down, get back out of there. You are fast. You are fast. Broke your record. The moral to the story is, ladies, if you don't tell us what you want, we'll buy what you describe. Don't get mad at us. You got to be more detailed when you tell us about the stuff. I didn't know, men and women like to talk so much. I didn't know until I got married, man. Women, y'all just, I don't even know if y'all, see, y'all get mad at us because here's the problem, ladies. Y'all have an infinite amount of words. Your man got about 5,000 words per day. He uses about 4,900 of them up at work. So when he get home, don't really have a whole lot to say. Well, so y'all want to talk to us, man. I wonder if y'all even breathing when y'all talk to us. You talk so long. This is y'all trying to talk to us. I'm like, I'm wondering if y'all even breathe, man. If y'all don't breathe, it's so fast, you won't even. So here's the part. Y'all want us to talk to you. We do want to talk to you. This is what you need to do if you want to talk to your man. I'm helping y'all out, ladies. Before your man goes to work, just simply tap him on the shoulder and say, baby, it sure would be nice if you talked to me when we got home. We know how to handle that when we go to work. We go to work, our homeboys come up to us and say, hey man, what about that Mavericks game last night? No, we cannot talk about the Mavericks game. I got to talk to my wife tonight. Text me, player. We can communicate by text. Gotta have that conversation when I get home. We always get into, she always asking me stuff that, you know, ladies, y'all asking me questions you really don't want the answers to. Like, I'll give you an example. When we got married, my wife was a particular size. Today, she's a particular size. It's a different particular size, but a particular size just the same. So she put on this form-fitting dress and she asked me, sweetheart, has my posterior gotten any bigger? And I was like, oh, this is a trap. How am I answer this? How am I going to answer this? Red alert, I don't know what to do. So I looked at her and said, sweetheart, no. It's the same size it has always been. I see more of it. But that's a vision problem. You know, going to the doctor, take care of that, because apparently there's something wrong with my eyes, because you look exactly the same as you did. My eyes is playing tricks on me. I don't know what's going on with me. But I love being married, man. I love doing comedy. I love traveling. I like telling people about myself. One of the things about myself that people don't know is when I was growing up, I always wanted to be a superhero. I always wanted to be the guy to run around and rescue damsels in distress. Had an opportunity when I was in my 20s. Saw me and a friend of mine was riding around in my car. My car approached us from the opposite direction. True story. The door opened, a lady falls out, and she's rolling on the ground. I said, oh, this is my opportunity. Put my cape on, I'm gonna get this lady out of this situation. So I said, hey lady, come jump in my car. I'm gonna get you out of this situation. I see you need help. And all of a sudden I heard some shots ring out. I said, okay, I'm not gonna be able to do it right now. Some bullets have been, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around the block. If you're still here, I'll pick you up. Right now it's a little hot. So I failed, but I had another opportunity. I was driving by myself late at night, minding my own business. Another thing, similar situation, a lady comes running down the street, blood is coming from her head. I said, okay, this lady needs to go to the hospital. So I said, hey lady, I'm gonna come pick you up. I'm gonna roll down the window, you gotta jump in, because I had a situation last time. So I ain't gonna be able to stop. As I approached it, the same thing, I heard bullets ring out. I said, okay, I'm not gonna be able to get you this time. I'm gonna go around the block, and if you're still here, I'll pick you up. Throw these quarters out the window. If I don't make it, catch the number 7 bus. Exit Main Street, the hospital's on the right. They'll take care of you. What I learned was being a superhero was not in my destiny. So I stopped trying to be a superhero, man. So I started telling jokes. A couple of things I can't stand. One of them is people with bad breath. People with bad breath act like they don't know their breath stink. And you try to get blues, right? Just come out and say, hey man, want some Tic Tacs? Nope. What about some double mint? Hey man, I got some peppermints in my pocket with your name written all on. You know what they'll tell you? They'll tell you, I'm all right, now you're not. You ever have somebody talk to you, breath smells so bad it'll make you hold your breath? When you try to act like you still breathing while they talking to you, they be talking to you like, you gotta tell them, say, hey man, you got something to say to me, you need to write that down. I cannot hang. Killing me. The other thing that I can't stand is dumb people. And what I mean by that is people that don't have a real good command of the English language. I'm not the best, but y'all can understand what I'm saying. I had some friends of mine that were fighting the other day. What is that? One looked at the other guy and said, hey look, we wouldn't even be out here fighting with each other if you hadn't jumped to conclusions. Like, no, I didn't jump to no conclusions. You the one came out here and misparticipated in what I said. Take down for no reason at all. Last thing I'm gonna tell y'all, man, it's one of my, this is a true story. It was so funny about it. It's one of my wife's favorite jokes, but it actually did happen to us. I told you, me and my wife traveled. We took a trip to Miami, and when we were in Miami, we did a tour of the Everglades. A wonderful tour. If you ever get a chance to do it, it's a great tour, man. But here's the problem. You get on this flat bottom boat with a big fan on the back of it, and this is what I'm gonna say to the ladies, and I don't see it as an issue here, but if your hair does not naturally grow out of your head, you might want to tighten that up before you get on that boat, because that fan will suck your hair right off, and by the time you get to the end of the trip, the fan will look like it's got a beard. Anyway. So we out in the Everglades, we're just having a good time, and the tour guide played a joke on us, which my wife did not know was a joke. The tour guide said, this is your last opportunity to stick your hands off in the water and pet the alligator. My wife thought that was for real. So she stuck her hand in the water, I snatched her hand out the water and said, baby, that dude was playing with you. You cannot stick your hand in the water and pet no 12-foot alligator. Get your wig out the fan, put that back on, get ready to get up out of here. And I was laughing because I was thinking to myself, man, I would not let an alligator eat my wife. I think I will let the alligator bite off her hand, though. Because it got to be worth about $500,000. We bid on insurance, we'll get another head. If be one of them heads like that, she'll be a hit at the Chinese buffet, man. Plus, if we
decide to smoke cigarettes, you know how people smoke when they get out to the end and get hot, they throw them away? We won't have to throw them away because she got that. We just share. I would not do that to my wife, but it's funny though, just to think about it. Just to think about it. A little more about. Okay, that's it for me, man. I'm done with my jokes. But